In the ever-evolving world of WWE, few names carry the same weight, passion, and nostalgia as AJ Lee. The moment her name trends online, fans across generations stop and pay attention. From her iconic feuds and emotional promos to the groundbreaking way she changed women's wrestling forever, AJ Lee's presence has always felt special, electric, unpredictable, and deeply emotional. Now, the WWE Universe is buzzing once again with speculation, whispers, and hope. Could AJ Lee finally be on her way back to Monday Night Raw? And if the rumors are true, could she actually play a part in crowning the next WWE Women's Champion? Let's explore everything, from the sources of the speculation to the emotional significance of such a return, and what it could mean for the modern women's division that AJ helped build. The spark that ignited the rumors. The story began when eagle-eyed fans noticed subtle hints during last week's Raw broadcast. A brief camera cut showed a mysterious silhouette backstage, followed by a theme song remix that sounded strikingly similar to AJ Lee's classic entrance, the "Let's Light It Up" track that defined an era. Moments later, WWE's official Twitter account posted a cryptic teaser, "The past meets the present next week on Raw." Within minutes, social media exploded. The hashtags #AJ Lee and #W Women's Title were trending across multiple countries, with fans flooding the internet with theories, edits, and memories of her legendary career. Adding more fuel to the fire, AJ's husband, CM Punk, posted a picture of a black leather jacket and Converse sneakers on his Instagram story with the caption, "See you soon." The connection didn't go unnoticed. Could this be Punk hinting at his wife's long-awaited WWE return? AJ Lee's legacy, the blueprint of change. To truly understand the weight of this moment, one must look back at what AJ Lee meant to WWE during her prime. Debuting in 2011, AJ was unlike any other female performer of her time. She wasn't a bodybuilder, a model, or a generic diva. She was authentic, emotional, and passionate. Her charm came not from perfection, but from relatability. Fans saw themselves in her, the underdog, the outsider, the dreamer who made it. She wasn't afraid to look vulnerable, to cry on camera, to lose her mind in storylines, and yet, always own it. AJ Lee's storylines with Daniel Bryan, Kane, John Cena, and CM Punk showcased her acting versatility, but it was her in-ring ability and mic skills that made her a legitimate star. At a time when women's matches were often treated as filler segments, AJ stood up and gave everything she had, delivering passionate promos about respect, dedication, and identity. Her famous Pipe Bombshell promo, where she tore into the Divas division for relying on reality TV fame and looks rather than talent, remains one of WWE's most powerful segments. Long before the Women's Revolution officially began, AJ was already fighting for it. Where she left off, AJ Lee's last WWE match took place on March 30, 2015, the night after WrestleMania 31. She teamed up with Paige to defeat the Bella Twins in what would be her final appearance. Just days later, she announced her retirement from in-ring competition, citing both physical and emotional reasons. Her departure left a void that took years to fill. Fans missed her unique energy, that mix of vulnerability, intelligence, and rebellion that made her so magnetic. As time passed, women's wrestling evolved, and AJ's influence became more and more visible. Stars like Bayley, Sasha Banks, Mercedes Moné, Becky Lynch, and Charlotte Flair often cited her as an inspiration. Her blueprint of storytelling, emotion, and athleticism became the DNA of the modern women's division. The present picture. Why now? So, why are the rumors of AJ Lee's return resurfacing now? There are a few possible reasons. First, WWE is currently in the middle of one of its most unpredictable creative runs in years. With Triple H at the creative helm, fan-favorite returns have become common. From CM Punk's shocking return to Naomi and Jade Cargill's debuts, the company is rebuilding bridges once thought burned. Second, the women's division is at a turning point. The Women's World Championship was recently vacated due to injury, and a high-stakes tournament is underway to crown a new champion. If AJ Lee were to make her return, there would be no better time, both creatively and emotionally. Imagine the visual. AJ's theme hits, the crowd erupts, and she steps out, smiling through tears, ready to shake hands with the very women who grew up idolizing her. It wouldn't just be a comeback, it would be a full-circle moment. Possible scenarios for her return. Let's break down a few likely possibilities fans are speculating about. 1. Surprise return as guest referee. WWE could introduce AJ as the special guest referee for the Women's Championship final. This would allow her to appear without taking physical bumps immediately, testing the waters for a full return later. It would also fit perfectly with her storytelling legacy, AJ in the middle of chaos, keeping order in a ring full of tension and history. 2. Mentorship role or manager. Another possible angle could see AJ return as a mentor or manager to one of the newer stars, perhaps Liv Morgan, who has openly called AJ her idol. A pairing between the two would blend nostalgia with modern energy and create a passing of the torch moment that fans would love. 3. Direct involvement in crowning the champion. The most exciting possibility, AJ interferes in the championship final, either helping or confronting one of the finalists, say, Becky Lynch or Rhea Ripley. A single stare down between AJ and any top star would instantly send shockwaves through the WWE Universe and set up one of the biggest women's feuds in years. 4. One-night-only appearance. Of course, it's also possible that AJ makes a one-night-only return, perhaps to promote a new project or to deliver an emotional farewell on her own terms. Even that would be enough to break the internet. What AJ herself has said recently. While AJ Lee has remained relatively private since retiring, she has occasionally commented on wrestling and her legacy. In several interviews, she expressed her love for the industry and her pride in how far women's wrestling has come. In one notable podcast appearance, she said, "Greater than, I'm so proud of these women. They took what we built and made it bigger than ever. That's what every generation hopes for, that the next one breaks more barriers than you could." However, when asked directly about returning to the ring, AJ smiled and said, "Greater than, never say never. Wrestling is in my blood, and I'll always love it. If the story feels right, anything is possible." That one phrase, "anything is possible," continues to echo across the WWE fanbase. Social media reactions, fans want it. Across social media, fan excitement has reached fever pitch. One fan tweeted, "Greater than, if AJ Lee shows up next week, I'm screaming. The queen of storytelling is back." Another wrote, "Greater than, the division she built deserves her blessing. AJ Lee walking down that ramp again would be history." Even current superstars have fueled speculation. Bayley posted a photo of AJ Lee on her Instagram story with a simple caption, "Always the blueprint." Meanwhile, Liv Morgan tweeted 3 words, "She taught me everything." If nothing else, the emotional impact of an AJ Lee appearance is undeniable. It would unite fans of the past and present in a single, spine-tingling moment. Creative opportunities if she returns. If WWE truly brings AJ Lee back into the fold, the creative possibilities are endless. Some potential dream storylines include AJ Lee vs. Becky Lynch, the battle between two eras of authenticity and defiance. AJ Lee vs. Bayley, mentor vs. student, with Bayley wanting to surpass her idol. AJ Lee vs. Rhea Ripley, the rebel of the past versus the chaos of the present. AJ and CM Punk vs. Seth Rollins and Becky Lynch mixed tag, the ultimate fan service storyline, blending real-life couples and in-ring history. Even outside the ring, AJ could elevate WWE's storytelling by contributing as a producer, creative writer, or mentor for upcoming stars in NXT. The business perspective. From a business standpoint, AJ Lee's return would be monumental. Her comeback would generate massive media coverage, not just in wrestling circles, but in mainstream entertainment. AJ's popularity extends beyond the ring. She's an author, mental health advocate, and role model. WWE's recent partnerships with streaming platforms and merchandise expansions could benefit hugely from her image and influence. The company thrives on nostalgia, but AJ offers something deeper, authentic emotional connection. She represents the bridge between the diva era and the women's revolution, a legacy that still resonates with millions. The emotional side of it all. Perhaps the most beautiful part of this possibility is what it represents emotionally. For years, fans wanted AJ Lee to return not just to wrestle, but to receive the recognition she truly deserved. When she left in 2015, the women's revolution was just beginning. Now, nearly a decade later, she could step back into a world she helped create, one where women main event WrestleMania, headline pay-per-views, and led entire storylines on their own merit. It would be a poetic ending, or maybe a brand new beginning. What to expect next week? As of now, WWE has neither confirmed nor denied the speculation. However, with the company teasing a mystery return, and multiple female superstars tweeting cryptic emojis, anticipation is sky high. If AJ Lee does appear on next week's Raw, fans should expect a moment that will live forever, goosebumps, tears, and history unfolding once more. Whether she stays for one night or the long haul, her presence will remind everyone why she remains one of the most beloved figures in WWE history. AJ Lee's rumored return isn't just a story about wrestling. It's about legacy, timing, and destiny. It's about a woman who fought for respect in an industry that didn't always value her, and whose impact continues to echo a decade later. If she steps back through that curtain next week, it won't just be another pop moment. It'll be a homecoming, a moment of recognition for every fan who believed in her message: dream crazy, work hard, stay humble. And if the night ends with AJ Lee helping crown a new champion, it'll be the perfect symbol, the past guiding the present into a brighter future. Because when the lights go down, the music hits, and that familiar voice echoes through the arena, the WWE Universe will know. AJ Lee is home.